Hi everyone, I'm Belinda Carley and I'm here to go through what it's like to study with the Institute of Personal Care Science. Now on your screen you'll see you'll have a chat bar, so if you have questions throughout the presentation, please type your questions in here. We're also going to provide all relevant links as I go through this presentation. And of course if you're a little shy, then please email us info@personalcarescience.com.au and we'll be able to help you directly if you're a little shy about posting in that chat box. So first of all, welcome, and let me talk you through what it's like to study with the Institute of Personal Care Science, why study with us is a great idea, and also I'm going to go through the programs that we offer so that you can pick and choose and find the right course for you. So first of all, why study with the Institute? We were founded in 2007 and right from the start we've always been online and government accredited. It was really important to me from the very start that we had that government accreditation, not only for recognition but also because it made sure we had a really high standard of training. I didn't want to be just another workshop or set of courses out there. I wanted to make sure that we had the industry standard, and as I developed the training materials, I also had them peer reviewed by other chemists and industry professionals to make sure that they really were delivering on their promises of professional cosmetic chemist training. You can actually see our industry recognised training if you click on this link. Now if you did want a copy of this PowerPoint after, please email us, again info@personalcarescience.com.au. I've got lots of links in here so that you can find the information you're looking for fast and easily. If I just bring up this page here, you can see this is the International Federation for Society of Cosmetic Chemists, and you can see our course is listed here. Our training institute is listed here. So again, if you wanted that reassurance, am I going to be a cosmetic chemist at the end of my diploma? Yes, you will. Can I get membership with my local Society of Cosmetic Chemists and the IPCS? Yes, you will. Can I apply for jobs in the industry, and will an employer recognise your training? Yes, they will. So this is a bit of reassurance. Also, you can see here, this is the Australian government seal for our training institute. So again, you can see we are government recognised. We're not just calling it a diploma, it is a real diploma training. We are a real training college. We get audited regularly by the government. And for those of you who are familiar with the Australian levels of teaching, they are very, very strict, and we have to go through these audits regularly. Part of the audit process is to review the quality of our training and assessment materials, the qualifications and training and ongoing education of our training team. It also means we need to show that we are constantly getting peers and other chemists and industry professionals to review our training. We regularly contact our members of Society of Cosmetic Chemists and IFSCC to review our courses. We also contact them every year. What updates would you like to see us include in the courses? Do we need to amend anything in line with industry changes or trends? And again, this government seal is a mark of quality for you to know that we keep up to date. It's a part of our audit process to show them that we are keeping up to date, so it's always relevant for your needs. And of course it is professional level training, so on completion of our Diploma of Personal Care Formulation you are a qualified cosmetic chemist. As I mentioned, it's 100% online training and it is flexible study. Now in our prospectus we have, and again if you need a full copy of the prospectus you can get that from our website or you can email us. In the prospectus with all of our courses we have the normal duration of study. Now I understand that everyone learns in a different way and everyone's lives have different needs and time commitments. So you can have up to 3 times the normal study duration to complete any of our courses. So what's a good example? Our Diploma of Personal Care Formulation is around 1,200 hours of study. So again, if you're comparing us with say a 100-hour course, it's completely different. We've got 12 times the content, plus we have a lot more in-depth, very high professional level training. So if you can imagine 1,200 hours of coursework, and again, if you're sitting there thinking, oh, can we shortcut? Can we squeeze it into a few weekends? I'll be honest with you, no, you can't. But we maintain that really high standard standard, because at the end of it, to fulfill all the job requirements of a cosmetic chemist, you need that really in-depth and detailed training. So we do give you some really good detailed study guide checklists to guide you every step of the way. I will show you an example of that shortly. But as an example, that 1200 hours would typically be completed over 12 months. A lot of people complete within 12 to 18 months depending on their work and life commitments, and that represents around 15 to 20 hours of study a week. Now we realise a lot of people can't find 15 to 20 hours a week, especially if they're working full-time and they've got families. So we say to people, as long as you can study at least 6 hours every week. Less than that, and it's probably too big a program. Maybe look at one of our shorter programs for your needs. The reason for that is because it is a full professional diploma. So a stop-start approach to study, or trying to cram 1 week in a month, you'll just forget what you're doing. And again, remember, it is a college level training. So we need you to have a consistent study approach. And you can do this from 6 hours a week. Now, if you're only studying 6 hours a week, please allow 3 years to complete the diploma, because again, it is a very big body of work. So as a bit of a guide, that's how we can be flexible with you. We do need to report to the government on all of our student activities. Again, we're a government audited college, so we need to report to the government on our intakes. We need to show them that we're supporting you. We need to show them that we're actively involved in reminding you of due dates or keeping you motivated. And we do all of these things because we know one of the great things about online study is you can fit it around your work and your life, and you don't have to go to classes, you don't have to attend somewhere that may be a long distance from you. But one of the hard parts with distance study is that regular commitment. So we have a really interactive group where we keep you motivated, and we also keep you informed of deadlines or due dates well before they come due to help keep you on track. And of course, one of the great things about the Institute is we have one-on-one support. When you study with us, you're not put into a forum. We do have a student and graduate group that you can join, and it's a very professional community of fully qualified cosmetic chemists and other people that have completed our advanced certificates. But you also get a dedicated trainer, which means you can email the trainer directly. You can schedule a call with the trainer directly. You get that one-on-one support with us so that you get guidance along the way. Another great thing about our materials, and again I'll show you one of our study checklists in a moment, or an example of one, is that we walk you through the study. We have lectures just like this sort of setup where we have information on the screen, and you'll get to see me a lot on the other side of the screen where I talk you through the training and then give you activities to work on. So we've got a huge amount of content to help you with the training, and we break it down into bite-sized pieces so that you know what to read, what to watch, and what to do every step of the way. And if you get stuck or lost, you can always contact us. We have a great study support team, and of course, as I've mentioned, you get to speak with your trainers one-on-one, not a forum. You get to speak with that trainer directly and have a private conversation that is going to help you specifically with anything that you're stuck on. So let's meet the team. Again, I've got a great little link here for you. I'll just pull this up. Here's our team here. Now this is our Why Study with IPCS page from our website. You can see a bit of a snapshot of the whole team there. We've got some information and more links here about Study With Us. And of course, you can find out information about the team. There's me. And we also have Tasman, is also a cosmetic chemist. Tasman's background was in the beauty industry, and then she wanted to get in there and make products and work in R&D. So Tasman's been with me for quite a few years, and she's a great support team for the students. We also have Marika. Marika actually comes from a background of manufacturing. So Marika's particularly good with a lot of those scale up or methodology type questions as well. And we also have Victoria. Victoria is our marketing manager. She's fully qualified. She's got her bachelor in communications and has worked with dozens of brands on their media plans and strategies. And Victoria also works on our media and communication strategies. So So if you like what we do, then you'll like what Victoria does. So Victoria oversees the brand management side of our training, and of course we have our 3 chemists here that support you with your cosmetic chemist and formulating training. And of course, as I've mentioned here, one of the really important things to remember is that all of our course materials are peer reviewed by members of the International Federation of Society of Cosmetic Chemists regularly. Annually, I have meetings with this technical board to make sure that our course content is totally up to date and very high level of professionalism, so that you're getting the training that we promise. So now, make sure you know the difference. Again, remember, we are peer reviewed, internationally and industry recognized training. We have qualified experienced trainers. We are all qualified chemists, or for brand management, a Bachelor of Marketing behind her there. We use real world scenarios. We don't use quizzes or games to see your learning. We use real world scenarios. When you're doing a formulation course with us, your assessments create these formulas, and we give you briefs, and even your final exam in our diploma, you have to formulate to a brief and show us that you can do that. With the brand management courses, you actually develop your media plan, you do your market research, you have this all reviewed in real world scenarios. So you're actually getting practice at the job before you're even in the job when you study with us. And of course, it opens more doors, so you can get membership with your local Society of Cosmetic Chemists and the International Federation of Society of Cosmetic Chemists when you have a qualification from us. We also have a jobs link, which again, we have jobs that we post on our website, and we also send out to our students and graduates from employers in the industry. This is one of the benefits of studying with us, because we let you know when there are positions available all over the world, and we send those directly to students and graduates. We also have a great little careers video. If you're thinking about a career in this industry and you're wondering what career opportunities are there, please visit the Why Study with IPCS page. We've got this great video here where I talk you through various roles in the cosmetics industry and which courses you would need to apply for jobs in those positions. And of course, like I say, we have our jobs page, and on that jobs page you'll see that employers specify our training as part of your qualification requirements. As I've talked about our Diploma of Personal Care Formulation, and as I've mentioned, it is 1,200 hours of study. I'll go into a little bit more detail about this in a moment. One of the things I want to point out here is that we have a lot of practical activities in all of our formulation courses. We provide you with the practical kit, and I also want to point out that if you're comparing us with other courses, I know there's lots of other courses and workshops available on the internet, but I do want you to compare. If you're comparing price, please compare content and what you're going to learn as well. As I've mentioned, our Diploma of Personal Care Formulation is 1,200 hours of study. So you can't compare it with a course that's, say, a fifth of the price and only 100 hours of study. It's not the same thing. You can imagine how much more you learn when you're doing 12 times the study. And of course, we can teach you so much more depth of study. Another great thing when you study with us is you get access to our database of raw materials and suppliers. Now, there are thousands of raw materials in this database. They are your professional suppliers. And of course, we've got all the company details there as well. So you can get in touch with your local representatives for these very professional materials. Again, Study with us is all about having those professional formulas, and with brand management, about having a successful and professional brand. So we've got some information here, know the difference. So let's take a look at this information here. On each of our course pages on our website, you will get a little bit of an overview about what the course is about and what the main goals are. With our Diploma of Personal Care Formulation, again, this is the one you'd study if you want the title Cosmetic Chemist, and if you want to be recognised in the industry as a cosmetic chemist. I will look at some frequently asked questions at the end of the presentation. At this point, it's probably a good idea to mention, we do get asked, do I need to be a cosmetic chemist to have my own brand? or your own formulas. No, you don't. We will have a look at our professional level courses that sit just below our diploma and have a lot lower study and time commitment. But I'm just going to speak about this one first, because this is the one that even if you have your own brand, if you want to have the title cosmetic chemist and be recognized by industry as a cosmetic chemist, this is the course for you. So obviously, if you're applying for jobs in the industry, this is the qualification that employers will be looking for. If you want to have your own brand, you don't have to study this diploma, but if you want to have your own brand and be called a cosmetic chemist and have that recognition, you still need to do this course to get that full qualification. So we have a little video where I overview what you'll learn in that program. Now, on our website, we have a lot of links to extra information. We have here an example of our assessment, so you can see what will I learn. You'll see the level of training that you'll get. Now, we've only taken samples of our assessment, and of course it's not the current assessment for obvious reasons, but we've got examples there so that you can have a look through the entire assessment, and you can see, particularly when you get to the later pages of that assessment, you can see just how high the level of learning is. And now, if you've not got any background in science, don't panic. We take you through the course, and I like to say it's layers. We start with a general layer. We also get people from all sorts of backgrounds, all sorts of different careers. So we like to start off with a nice general layer where we set out the terminology and we get you used to the terminology that we use as cosmetic chemists, and then we build from there. So if you're interested to see how involved the training becomes, that's a great icon there. Click on that one and you'll see it starts relatively general and easy, and then it progresses, and then by the time you get to the end of that document, you'll see the very high level of learning where we're asking you to submit formulas for sunscreens and skin whitening and high-tech anti-aging depilatory products. We're asking you to submit formulas for oxidative hair dyes. You learn all of that with the Diploma of Personal Care Formulation. Here you'll get an example of what will you learn to formulate, and we'll take a look at this in just a moment, because we have this great pyramid table that helps you pick and choose a course that covers exactly what you want to learn. So you might also sit there and go, well, I don't want to learn depilatory or oxidative hair dyes. I want to learn high-level, professional, natural-based formulations. So our certificate in advanced cosmetic science might be better for you. Or you might be sitting there going, I don't want to learn all this skincare, I want to focus on hair care. Our Diploma of Advanced, our Certificate in Advanced Hair Formulations would be the best program for you. So we'll take a look at those in just a moment, but you can click on that icon after this presentation if you want to have a look at that pyramid, and you can then see what each course will teach you, so you can pick the course that's going to best suit your needs. And of course, here you can see what's in the practical kit. Again, we have a high practical component for all of our formulation programs, and we have practical kits included in the course that we send to you. Just a reminder that our training is industry approved and recognised, and we have those links here if you want to have a look at them after this presentation. As an example, our Diploma of Personal Care Formulation has around 60 plus hours of online lectures as part of that full 1200 study hours. So what we do is you have me on your screen just like this, where I walk you through the training and then give you activity. I go through activities with you, but then I give you extra activities to work through, extra reading to work through. We get you researching materials in that database that we provide you. You get a full cosmetic chemist textbook. This is more than 1,300 pages of text, and of course we back that up with all of our lectures, and that takes you through all the different activities and scenarios and training. We have our detailed learning materials. So let's take a look at an example of a study checklist. Now this is not the full checklist, it's just a snippet. The actual checklist that you get is a bit more detailed, and of course there's a lot more assessment questions. So this is just the very start. For example, you'll see here we guide you through every step. you know, read the first chapter, watch the first lecture, watch the additional video, reread the relevant sections, do these activities which I would have talked you through in the lecture. And one of the great things we do with a lot of the activities that we set for you as part of that training is it helps you practice in preparation for your assessment. So you would generally, I would be walking you through an example of an activity, and then you would have an activity to do yourself with an answer provided in the back of the textbook, and then you have your assessment question. And in doing so, we get you prepared for the assessment so that if you follow the checklist, you'll feel really confident in answering the questions in your assessment. And they're all really relevant real-world scenarios. For an example, from the very first unit, we get you being able to interpret documentation, understanding what the starting materials for different products are, looking at the processing they go through, determining the true natural or synthetic status. We get you doing this from the very start. Again, it's about setting that baseline to understand the terminology we use and the ingredient classifications for when you're learning about more detailed ingredients later. So we've got some examples here, and again, if you scroll through, you'll see examples of all of the units and where we take the training. Again, these are just examples. There is a lot more when you're actually studying with us. Again, you'll see right down here, we're getting you to look at the actives of high-end performing materials, the amount used, how they work. We teach you your international ingredient compliance checks. We teach you how to search and find those ingredient limits. We get you to formulate a variety of very high-end products by the end of the program. And of course, we also teach reverse engineering. Reverse engineering is where you have an ingredient list in a product, and we teach you how to figure out what's in there, and then how to improve on it. It's one thing to copy something, it's another thing to make it even better. So there's a host of information that you'll find there that will give you good examples of just how much detail you'll learn with us. And of course, you get that one-on-one training support, not a forum, a real person to speak to that's a very highly qualified and experienced cosmetic chemist. We provide you with detailed study feedback so that you know what you did well and what you did not so well. And of course, if you do struggle with any of the training, we then know exactly how we need to tailor support for you, because we want to help you get the full study outcomes that you've enrolled for. We have the real life work scenarios, as you just saw, and we've got a whole lot more when you're actually studying with us. They were just a snippet of examples. We have that incredibly powerful and huge raw material database, and like I say, it's got contacts there for you to be able to get in touch with your suppliers and build your networks. And we have our professional community. They are qualified cosmetic chemists or have gone through our very high level of teaching. So when you join that community, you're getting people that have real world experience providing answers to your questions, not just people just guessing or picking and choosing or having different opinions about things. It's actually based on a lot of the scientific fact from qualified personnel. Here's that pyramid I was talking about. So we'll just pull that up a bit bigger on the screen. And in this pyramid, we have a bit of an outline of what you'll study at each level. We have our Beginner's Cosmetic Science Workshop. Now, I'm not going to cover this too much today. This is a real beginner entry level, and that's great if you want to dip your big toe in and see what it's like to study with us and just get playing, making product for yourself, friends or family. Today, I really want to focus on our full industry and professional level programs. Our certificate in advanced hair formulations, you can see a bit of a summary here. It's around 15 weeks part-time. You can have up to 3 times that, so 45 weeks, and you'll learn everything in the beginners plus all of these extra advanced hair formulation types here. So your shampoos, conditioners, all of your styling products. You'll even learn temporary hair colorants in our certificate in advanced hair formulations. Now is probably a really good time to point out that we teach both natural and synthetic formulation techniques. So of course you can use organic ingredients in our products as well. We get asked this a lot. I want to focus on natural. Do you teach natural? Absolutely we do. But if you're going to create really high performance, competitive, natural or organic products that consumers are really going to love, you need to understand the synthetic materials that you're replacing. So we teach, even if you want to focus on natural and organic, and we're very fine with that, we know that's how the industry and consumers are going, you need to at least understand how the synthetic materials work. So we teach you both, but then in your assessments you can definitely focus on those real world scenarios where you're using natural and organic ingredients. But if you're only just learning natural and organic, you often end up with a lot more questions. Well, why or how can this be solved? When you learn how the synthetic materials do the job and perform, you can then understand how you need to mimic that with your natural or organic choices. So we teach both, but definitely if you are wanting to create more natural and organic products, then you can definitely focus on those. And again, our database is full of natural and organic choices that you can put into your formulations. But that's why we teach both. And definitely to be a cosmetic chemist, you absolutely need to learn both formulation techniques because you need to see the difference that a synthetic material makes so that you can figure out how to mimic it. And of course we have heaps of tips and guidance on how to mimic that with your more natural and organic selections. Now when you're doing any of our certificate in advanced hair formulations or certificate in advanced cosmetic science, we also teach full good manufacturing practice, microbial testing and control, so you do learn how to conduct your own microbial testing. We also teach full stability and quality checks, and you do learn how to conduct your own stability testing, and that's even at this advanced certificate level. Our certificate in advanced cosmetic science, you can see over here, these are all the product types that you create here. It does include all types of your emulsions. It teaches, all types of creams, lotions, balms, ointments, teaches all types of foaming and cleansing products, cream cleansers, foaming cleansers, exfoliants. Also teaches your advanced cosmeceutical products, advanced anti-aging, whitening, tanning, sunscreens, masks. The certificate in advanced cosmetic science also teaches shampoos and conditioners, but it doesn't focus heavily on advanced styling products, advanced hair products, and it doesn't cover the temporary hair colorants that the certificate in advanced hair formulations does. So if you wanted to mainly focus on professional skincare and not so much hair care, then the certificate in advanced cosmetic science is for you. If you want to focus very exclusively on professional salon level hair care products, styling and temporary colorants even, then the certificate in advanced hair formulations is for you. And of course here we have our diploma, and that teaches everything. So you could sit there and say, well, I'm not sure if I could do a full year of study. Could I start with one of the advanced certificates and then upgrade later? Yes, you can. And in fact, we get a lot of people where they might be a little hesitant about re-entering study or the study load, and they enjoy the training and the depth of training and what they learn so much from the advanced certificates, they come back and complete the diploma. So as an example, our diploma has 18 full units. Now these, again, they're full units of study, and our advanced certificates take 6 of those units from the diploma. So even when you complete the advanced certificates, you're still a third of your way into getting the full diploma training. Our advanced certificates actually have 6 full units and about 4 half units from the diploma. So you're well on your way. You don't have to repeat those units. You can just upgrade later and get your full cosmetic chemist qualification. Now, in terms of what you'll learn with our diploma, as you can see, there's a whole host of other product types that you learn with that full diploma, and these are your really advanced product types, as well as all of your hygiene products, and also you learn a lot more in-depth safety analysis of formulas, the way a cosmetic chemist needs to. So the diploma is absolutely everything, and it also has really detailed multi-ingredient compliance. We do have it listed, but off the top of my head, that multi-country ingredient compliance covers Australia, New Zealand, Canada, USA, UK, EU, ASEAN countries, South Africa, South Korea, Japan, I'm pretty sure I just got them all. So you are learning a full multi-country ingredient compliance there. We show you how to search ingredient compliance. Compliance does change. So we teach you how to keep up with those changes and how to conduct the searches for all of those countries so that you can be sure that your product complies in so many regions around the world. So I've talked a fair bit about the Diploma of Personal Care Formulation. Here's a little bit of a summary for you. Again, 1,200 hours of study. We usually recommend people would take 12 to 18 months part-time. We have had people complete this full-time study in 7 months. When we say full-time study, we mean full-time study. We're talking 38 hours a week, 7 months, and they've completed it. Please, if you're watching and you're thinking, oh, I can shortcut, please don't pick the diploma. Please don't approach it with a I can shortcut type mentality. We don't want to have you enroll and then be overwhelmed. I am taking the time to explain to you about the volume and content of our programs because they are very, very professional. They are very, very high level, and they will give you that full cosmetic chemist qualification, but they're certainly not something that I want you to approach thinking that you can shortcut it. You can't. You just won't pass. And I don't want anyone enrolling with us and not getting there. We want to make sure you get there. That's what this team is all about. That's what my training is all about. So please do take the study load seriously. You do have up to 3 years, and remember that can be from 6 hours a week. And I do say this because, like I say, when you enroll with us, we really want to help you get to the finish line. So we want to make sure that you're aware of the volume of study before you enroll, so that you allow that time. And we do try and make it as fun and rewarding as possible, and we're there to support you. But at the end of the day, we do need you to put that time in, which is why I'm pointing it out for you. We don't ever want to pretend that we're a 100-hour study course. We're not. We are the full professional diploma. And of course, I've listed out here the extra bonuses that you get with our study, like the lecture content, the textbooks, the databases, all of the practical activities. Have a look, there's 70 practical activities you're guided on throughout that program. So you're really comfortable at a lab bench by the time you finish studying with us. You've got 3 written assessments, a practical submission, and an exam. But don't panic. I know the word exam strikes fear into the heart of most people. We make sure you're ready. And that exam we actually set up so it is like a real world scenario. So it would be like you're in the workplace and you're handed a brief and you need to formulate to that brief. But we make sure you're ready. So if that's where you want to be, and that sounds a little scary right now, but you're prepared to put the time and the effort into your study, we'll get you there. Absolutely. That's what this course is all about. We do have that one-on-one support if you are stuck at any point. And of course, we have our professional student and graduate community. Now, we do have a study-only option. Now, I've put some equivalent conversions. Please bear in mind, we have our pricing in Australian dollars, but I have put some approximate conversions. Currency fluctuations happen daily, so please don't quote us on these prices here. I have put approximately because currencies can and will change. The Australian price doesn't change, so you could type this into your currency converter no matter where you are in the world. Use the Australian pricing. That is the one thing that doesn't change. Currencies may, the Australian pricing doesn't. So I put some approximates to give you an idea of how it equates, but again, please look at your currency conversion at the time that you're going to enroll with us, because it could be slightly different. What we have with all of our courses is a study-only option, and I just want to talk you through some of the differences, some of the benefits that this might provide for you, and of course the benefits that come with the full diploma option as well. With our study-only option, you get access to all the training materials, all the lectures, all the checklists, the databases, you get the books, you get everything that you see basically listed here, those the lectures, the textbooks, the database, the practical activities. You do get the assessments, but you don't have to complete them with the study only option, but you get to practice with them if you wanted to test out your learning for yourself, but you won't get them marked. The study only option does not come with support. I just want to point this out because this is how we're able to offer it at 50% the regular study price. You can see here it's half the full study price. And the reason for that is you don't get that study support, you don't get your assessments marked, and you don't get a qualification. But if you're a little short on time, it's going to take you about half as long if you're not completing assessments. And if you're a little budget conscious at this point, or maybe you've done another course somewhere else and you've been a little bit disillusioned, will I really get the full training that I'm wanting here? It's a lot of money. I understand that there are some courses out there. We hear people all the time disappointed by, you know, other courses that had a cheaper or quicker approach. And we're absolutely fine with you taking this study only option to try us on and see just how comprehensive that training is. You can upgrade from the study only to the full diploma option at any time. You just pay the difference. There is no penalty, there is no additional fee to do that upgrade option later. You just pay the difference, and then you can move straight into the full diploma option. One of the great things about potentially starting with study only, if you're not quite sure or if you're a little bit time or budget limited, is you can have access to the study only option. You can start learning, you can start working through the assessments and everything. You get everything as if you're with us, as if you're a student. And then you can decide later, when you've got a little bit more time, or maybe have a head start from starting with the study only option. When you actually enroll to the full diploma option, your 3 years study period starts from the time you start your full diploma. So you could, in theory, especially if you're a little time poor, start with the study only option for a year and then say, okay, I've got my head around the basics, I'm ready to take on the full study load. You pay the difference, you go straight into our full diploma. You've got 3 full years from that point. So it gives you a little bit of a head start if you're time limited. And again, if you're a little bit wary about online training, and if the government accreditation and if the IFSCC recognition isn't enough for you already, you can at least see the large volume and detail of our training from the study only option, so you've got the confidence to study with us at a later point. Of course, once you go to the full diploma option, you do get that one-on-one training support. You are required to submit your assessments, and you can get that full cosmetic chemist qualification. You just pay the difference. So that's a great way to step into it if you're a little time limited, or a little bit wary, or even maybe a little bit scared about what it's like to study to become a cosmetic chemist. You will also see that we walk you through. We're holding your hands with that checklist, guiding you through what to read, what to watch, what to do every step of the way. Our certificate in advanced cosmetic science, again, I've got the Australian pricing there for you. I have approximates in conversions, but please remember, again, those conversions can fluctuate due to currency at any point. Now, our certificate in advanced cosmetic science, I want to point out, this is 300 hours of study. In Australia, under our government accreditation, we can't just call anything we want whatever we want. We can't call a program a diploma unless it is at least 900 or 1,000 hours. We have to show the government it is a 900 to 1,000 hour course minimum before we can call it a diploma. Of course, our certificate in advanced cosmetic science is designed to take the most important chunks of formulation training from our diploma and package it into a shorter course for those of you who don't want to be a full cosmetic chemist. So that is why it's called a certificate in advanced cosmetic science, because it doesn't have the volume of learning or the high level learning we need to teach at that college level to be called a diploma. Exams have to be part of it. So of course the certificate in advanced cosmetic science shortcuts some of those processes, so it's packaged into about 300 hours of study. So again, please remember, if you're comparing titles of a course, please look at the level of detail, please look at the hours of study required, and please look at the extra study support database of materials and the actual content that you're going to get, not just a price tag. As you can see, the study only option of our certificate in advanced cosmetic science is only 1,450 Australian dollars. So you can get access to all the training materials at a little over 1,000 Australian dollars. And again, there's your approximate currency conversions. Again, please use a currency converter when you're ready to start with us. You can purchase this online, study only. They are all available on our website, or you can, of course, get in touch with us When you are studying as a student with us, we do need your application form. Again, we have to report to the government on all student activity, and that is so that you know that your qualifications are recognised once you've completed. That internationally and industry recognised qualification is, of course, one of the reasons you would study with us. In the Certificate in Advanced Cosmetic Science, again, typically 15 weeks part-time up to 45 weeks. There is still 20 plus hours full lectures guiding you through every step of the way. There is the Professional Cosmetic Science textbooks, over 500 pages in those textbooks. You've got the database access with those thousands of raw materials. You get to be a part of our professional student and graduate community. There are still loads of practical activities. Again, I want to point out just how much of a practical content there is when you study with us. There's 2 written assessments here, and of course you can choose study only. If you are a bit budget limited, you can choose to purchase the pack, or we give you a list of what's in the pack, so you can purchase those items separately. The Certificate in Advanced Hair Formulations, again, this is very high level study, 300 hours of study. You learn all of your shampoo, conditioner, styling products and temporary hair colorants in this program. If you want to learn oxidative permanent colorants, if you want to learn Brazilian keratin straightening, if you want to learn perming, you'll need to study our diploma. And that is because they do have additional safety and regulatory requirements that do require you to be to have that extra depth of understanding and a cosmetic chemist qualification to formulate. But in this program you still will learn your temporary hair colorants and of course all your different types of styling and protection products. Again, we've got 500 plus pages professional cosmetic science textbooks. You get that database access. You got a lot of practical activities. Again, there's the study only option, and then we have the approximate conversion equivalents, and you can upgrade at any time to the full advanced certificate option. You just pay the difference, and of course your study time starts new from when you start as a full student with us. And again, with the full advanced certificate option, you get that full study support if you need help. Now we have our Certificate in Advanced Color Cosmetic Formulations. Now again, this course here, we actually assume you already know how to formulate at an intermediate level, which can be from our Certificate in Advanced Hair Formulation or Certificate in Advanced Cosmetic Science. The Certificate in Advanced Color Cosmetic Formulation is every type of color makeup. So it includes nail polish. So we teach you the full, we teach you color matching, we teach you full multi-country ingredient compliance. There's a lot of ingredient compliance checks over colorants in different parts of the world. We teach you all of that. We again give you extra database full of materials and suppliers that specialize in color, pigments and materials for color cosmetics. We also teach you the full manufacturing and quality checks of color cosmetics. So it's not just about learning how to put these formulas together, it's about how to test and check the quality of them. So this is very high level learning. Again, we do require that you have got professional level training, ideally with us, before starting this course, because we assume that you know your basics of ingredient selection and stability. We do get people come to us that want to learn with this course, for example, that have done courses elsewhere and have maybe dabbled a bit in formulating. We do let you know that you might find some of the study concepts a little difficult if you haven't studied with us before. Again, remember, our level of study is a really high level of professional learning. So look, if you have studied somewhere else, you can definitely try this course. If you do start to find some of the elements of learning in this program a little difficult, then you can also pause that and then come back to our Certificate in Advanced Cosmetic Formulation, learn everything properly, and then go back to your color study. I do want to mention this just because it is a very high level of learning. If you do want to focus on color cosmetic formulation at a professional level range, then you can also pick the study only option. As soon as you start, you're going to see straight away what I'm talking about, how we recommend that you do our Certificate in Advanced Cosmetic Science first, simply because we're going to assume that you have a very strong foundation of formulation knowledge before attempting this course. If you have studied elsewhere and you're pretty confident, then definitely you can jump straight into this course. But we do like to let people know you may find what you've done elsewhere may not be sufficient for the level of teaching that we have in this program. This is definitely your postgraduate type level, and we recommend you do one of our advanced certificates or diploma first. But again, you can definitely enter into it, especially if you've been formulating for a few years and figured a fair bit out yourself. You can always, like I say, pause this and jump back to the certificate in advanced cosmetic science if you find you need a refresher, or maybe to fill in some gaps of learning that you haven't had from learning elsewhere. We also have our certificate in advanced organic formulations. Again, this is really high level. This is not like another online organic course, for example. This is really high level learning. We teach you full certification compliance. A lot of people, when they're formulating organic, think it's just about substituting a few ingredients. It's actually not. You need to meet some very strict compositional requirements to get your products certified with your different certifiers. We teach you how to achieve the certification and compliance requirements of Cosmos, EcoCert, True, BDIH, USDA, the NOP, OFC, ACO. So it is very high level learning to actually achieve certification. It's not just, oh, swap this ingredient for that, or use this organic material in this place. We are actually teaching you how to formulate to achieve certification. So again, if you've done a course elsewhere where you've maybe learned a bit of organic formulation or a bit of natural formulation, this is really high level learning here. One of the other things that we do in this program is we really help teach you how to overcome a lot of the stability and performance issues that you face when you're not using any synthetic materials at all. So if you are working with organic formulas and you've been sitting there a bit frustrated, oh, it's just not feeling right, it's just not able to achieve the right shelf life or stability or the right performance, this is the program for you. Again, we do assume that you have a strong foundation of formulation knowledge before attempting this program. If you have studied elsewhere and you think, oh look, you know, I'm pretty good with that foundation of knowledge, you can definitely jump straight into this program. But just, we like to make people aware, if you are struggling with some of the concepts in this program because of its very high level of learning, you may find you need to pause this for a moment, jump back and do our certificate in advanced hair formulations or certificate in advanced cosmetic science, and then come back to this once you've had those gaps of knowledge filled in. Remember, those advanced certificates in hair formulation or cosmetic science are 300 hours of study. So, you know, it's a big study content with really high professional level of learning, and it includes all of your quality checks, your stability protocols, how to do your own stability programs and testing, how to do your own microbial testing, how to manufacture a good manufacturing practice. That is all in those advanced certificates in hair formulation and cosmetic science as well. And we expect you to know that before you come into this type of program, because in these programs we are all about solving the issues you have when formulating to a certifier's compliance requirements, not just switching a few ingredients around, but actually formulating to a certifier's requirements, and then of course submitting all the paperwork and what they need as part of that submission process. We have our certificate in quality and stability, which is just the microbial and stability training. So if you have done some training elsewhere and you really wanted to learn how to do your own microbial testing, yes, we actually teach you how to do your own microbial testing and your own stability testing. Again, yes, we don't just give you a protocol and this is what needs to be done. We teach you how to do that testing. If you want to be doing that testing for yourself, the certificate in quality and stability is for you. Now, this is in our certificate in advanced cosmetic science. It is in our certificate in advanced hair formulations, and it of course is in our diploma of personal care formulation. We've packaged this as a separate small certificate for people who have come from other backgrounds and haven't had proper microbial or stability training. So this is a great course to do if you've had some study elsewhere but really want to know how to do these tests for yourself. But of course, if you are studying our full diploma or our certificate in advanced hair formulations or certificate in advanced cosmetic science, then you won't need to do this program. It's part of those courses already. Now, we also have our Diploma of Cosmetic Brand Management. Again, I would really encourage you, if you've looked at other cosmetic management courses out there, please compare the content, not just the price. Again, to be a diploma in Australia, you need to have at least 900 to 1,000 study hours, and you also need to show that you've given real-world scenarios, not quizzes and games, not little games or questions or challenges. actual real world scenarios. So in this diploma, there is 900 hours of study. It typically takes 7 months part-time. You have up to 21 months to complete. We have that lecture content guiding you through every step of the way. We have 500 plus pages of professional marketing and brand management textbooks. Now in this program, we spend a lot of time teaching you about full media and marketing planning, as well as your labels and claims compliance, as well as your evidence that you need to support your claims. We also teach you product evaluation testing. We also teach you a lot of market research. So anyone that's been out in the industry with their own products for even 5 minutes would know straight away that it's not just about having a fantastic product or great formula. It's actually about having a really well-structured marketing and media strategy to stand out from what else is out there. But it also begins right at the very start with good market research, so that you know what you want your product to be able to do and to say to stand out from what else is available. It is a crowded marketplace, so to give yourself the best chance of succeeding with your brand, our Diploma of Cosmetic Brand Management is that high level of training. It would enable you to become a brand manager for a brand. So if you wanted to be a brand manager working within a brand, this is the qualification employers will look for. It is extremely industry relevant. It's not just about project planning, it's about cosmetic brand management, about the different multi-components that make up our industry specifically. It also teaches you through your packaging selection, definitely teaches you about the budgets and pricing structures that you'll need to work to in our industry. And of course, the time everything takes, right through from discussing projects with your chemist and market research to develop the brief in the first place, right through to all of your packaging sourcing, working with your manufacturer, those manufacturer agreements, which are incredibly important and a brand management concern, all of your marketing and claims compliance, your marketing strategies. It's everything you need to have a successful brand. Again, that can't be taught in 100 hours. This is 900 hours of study. So again, please look at the content and what you want to get out of your study. If you want to have that confidence, then these are the programs for you because of that extra time and depth of study that we provide. Again, we have real world scenarios. In your assessments, we have a lot of case scenarios in the assessments, and then we also get you to submit a real world project. One of the great benefits of this is, of course, you have our marketing manager who has helped dozens of brands actually looking at your brand, your first project, the times, the market research you've put into it, the different marketing strategies you're intending to use, your budgets. So you're actually getting full consulting input into your real world project as part of this program. And of course that gets you real world ready for when you're out there on your own. We do have a Build Your Brand workshop. So if you're sitting there going, oh, how does it really differ, or am I going to get what I really want to learn out of this? This link to our Build Your Brand workshop, which is on our website, the first lecture of that workshop is free. And just to give you a bit of an idea of how involved and high level and professional training that we have, if you were to do this whole Build Your Brand workshop, it's only 195 Australian dollars, and it's the best investment you could ever put into your brand. So if you were to do that workshop, you will see that's what we call beginner level. So if you were to compare that with some of the other programs that are out there, you'll see that what we call beginners is what other companies provide as their option. So you go from this beginners level, the Build Your Brand workshop, and then there's so much more to learn from that. And it will give you a good example of how much more you'll get to learn with us. And again, it's all about having that confidence in yourself, in your brand, and in your abilities. And that's what we want to inspire by training with us, which is again why our courses don't shortcut on time or quality or support. That support is there because you're going to have questions. You're going to want someone with industry experience helping you along the way. And that is what we provide with our programs. Again, we have the study only option. You can access everything here, and you can see exactly what it's like, what you'll learn. And then if you wanted to get some support later and your qualification, you can upgrade to the full diploma option at any time. And again, you just pay the difference. There's no penalty, just pay the difference. And your time starts from when you enroll in that full diploma as well. So you can get a head start with the study only option and then get straight into the full diploma when you want that extra support and want that qualification. Of course, we have some short course options, and typically we also have our beginners cosmetic science. The first lecture of that is free as well. We have those beginner level workshops for those of you who are just entering the industry or want to see what it's like to study with us, and we even have the first lecture free, so you can see what it's like even at a beginner level, just how much you'll learn at what we call beginner level training. So you can imagine what the full diplomas and advanced certificates contain. We also have our certificate in cosmetic labels and claims and our certificate in cosmetic market research available as individual units. Now the reason we do this is sometimes people don't want to do a full diploma, but they do recognize, hey, I do need to know how to do cosmetic market research. You can access that certificate there. You can of course do the study only options of both of these as well and get the full training. Just remember, with the study only option, you don't get support, you don't have to do assessments, and you don't get a qualification, but you can upgrade later if you want those features. But you still get absolutely all the training as if you were enrolled with us. So if you want the training without the assessment commitment and don't need the actual qualification, then the study only options are extremely well priced to give you a very high professional level training. Just as an example there, if you wanted to consult with us and get our professional input without doing any training, it is 220 Australian dollars per hour of consulting. So you can actually get the study only version, which is around 20 hours of training, and then you know what to do for yourself for less than what it would cost to get an hour of consulting. So these are great options if you're time or budget limited, or want to see what it's like to study with us and want to see just how much you'll learn with us. They're extremely economical ways of getting that industry relevant training without a qualification or study commitment or assessment commitment. We also have our certificate in cosmetic regulatory essentials. Again, this is a really high level of learning. This is 450 hours of study. You can see the countries that we cover there, full ingredient claims, evidence requirements, and it includes your EU PIF, product information files, and China product information file training as well. When you do the certificate in cosmetic regulatory essentials, you can also be a part of our professional community and speak with other people also experienced or from those local regions if you have additional questions when you're actually out there in the workplace. So that fantastic professional community, it's not just about people with opinions debating, it's about people with real world experience and qualifications that you can be a part of. And we do have our EU cosmetic compliance workshops available on their own. So if you're selling product in the UK or EU, you do need to comply with those regulations. You do need to have your product registered on the Cosmetic Product Notification Portal. You do need to have a responsible person in the UK or EU, depending where you're selling. And of course you do need these product information files, which can cost a fortune if you go through a regulatory consultant, or you can create your own. This series of workshops teaches you how to create your own product information file, right up to the point you can do everything in that product information file except the final safety assessment. You can even collect your safety information to hand to a safety assessor to save on their fees. If you have a degree in toxicology or related field, so medicine or similar, you can also do your safety assessment once you've done this training. So it's a fantastic workshop series to help reduce your compliance costs. As I've mentioned, in the EU and UK, you must have a responsible person. This teaches you full responsible person training, as well as what needs to be in that product information file, as well as, of course, all of your labels and claims compliance that is in this as well. And that is part of our certificate in cosmetic regulatory essentials, or you can do it as a standalone workshop series. Couple of final frequently asked questions, and of course if I haven't covered what you've been asking here, and if you haven't been able to get the answer in the chat bar, or if you're a little bit shy, please email us info@personalcarescience.com.au. First question we often get is, can I call myself a cosmetic chemist? When you complete and pass our diploma of personal care formulation, yes you can. That's a very black and white answer. Yes you can. You can also apply to become a member of the International Federation for Society of Cosmetic Chemists and your local Society of Cosmetic Chemists as a cosmetic chemist, and you will be recognised. Do I need to be a cosmetic chemist to formulate for my own brand? No, you don't. Do you want the title of cosmetic chemist? If you do, then study our Diploma of Personal Care Formulation. Do you want to learn how to formulate oxidative hair dyes, hair straighteners, hair perming, depilatory, as well as everything else? Then yes, you should study our Diploma of Personal Care Formulation. But if you want to have a salon professional level brand with cosmeceuticals or hairceuticals, then our certificate in advanced cosmetic science or certificate in advanced hair formulations is also perfectly suitable for your own brand. You don't need to be a cosmetic chemist or do our diploma to have and formulate for your own brand. But of course it does teach all that high level of quality and safety, even in our advanced certificates, so that you avoid issues and product recalls later, and of course have really high performing products. Natural, organic or not, high performance is key. Another question, can I focus on natural, organic, vegan, halal, palm-free products? Absolutely, yes you can. We teach all of it. But to formulate the more challenging products, natural and organic, to get that same level of sensory or aesthetic or performance out of the products, you do need to understand the synthetic ingredients that you're trying to replace. So we do teach all of it, but yes, you can definitely focus on natural, organic, halal, vegan, palm-free as part of the program. And of course, we do teach you how to know the difference in materials so that you're picking and choosing the right ones to comply with all of these different claims requirements. What equipment do I need? We have designed the programs so that you don't need a lot of professional equipment. We have a link here for a video and lab equipment. You don't need everything shown in that video. We do have a list of the minimum the minimum equipment needed, and that can start from very basic scales. Look, on YouTube you see me do a lot of mixing with a whisk and a bowl. There's a couple of reasons for that, and yes, I do get a few little remarks from other cosmetic chemists out there. They do find it quite interesting that I have my formulas hold together from a whisk, but that's why I do it. Look, there are some materials that specifically need high shear or machines, even at a lab level. There are some materials that do that. But when I teach you formulation skills, I want to make sure that you're making good ingredient selection so that you're not relying on your machinery. If you're relying only on your machinery, things can and will go wrong as you get to larger and larger batches. So when I teach you cosmetic science and cosmetic chemistry, I am teaching you how to pick the materials that have the best compatibilities with each other and with the skin so that you're getting the best performance and best stability without needing advanced equipment. And that is why you see, even in my YouTube, I use basic equipment, because I don't want to rely on my equipment. I want to rely on my formula, and that way you have excellent scale up, reliability, and you have fantastic long-term shelf life and stability with that product out there in the marketplace. We often get asked, English is my second language, can I study with you? Absolutely. In fact, the majority of our students have English as a second language. If you have followed this presentation in terms of my talking, in terms of, I have been talking a bit faster today. I know we're time limited. In the lectures I do slow down, don't worry. But if you've been following today and you've been following the English on the screen, you will be fine studying with us. We also do send you a pre-learning document when you enroll with us so that we can identify if there are any issues with some language barriers, or even where you might need some mathematics support. There is actually a lot of maths when you're a cosmetic chemist. A lot of people are surprised. But again, if you've seen any of my videos where I talk about formulation, writing formulations, you'll know what I'm talking about. And of course, if you've been formulating for yourself, you'll know there is actually quite a bit of maths. We also get asked, do I need a background in chemistry or science? Absolutely not. Even if you failed chemistry in high school, we only teach you what you need to know as a cosmetic chemist. So we're not going to teach you advanced molecular formulas that have no relevance to what you're doing. We teach you all about ingredient compatibilities. We teach you about processing of ingredients, how to know the processing of different ingredients, how to know how to combine different ingredients. We teach you all about ingredient safety. So we teach you, it's very, very relevant to cosmetic science. So when you finish our Diploma of Personal Care Formulation, you are a cosmetic chemist and you fully understand all the chemistry involved in being a cosmetic chemist. You're not going to be able to go out there and start creating rocket fuel, but you don't need to. You're going to be able to be confident at being a cosmetic chemist, and that is what we're going to teach you. Even in our advanced certificates, we teach you all of the cosmetic chemistry that you're going to need to make really professional, stable, high-performing products. That's what we're all about. That's exactly what we teach you here. So don't be scared if chemistry was not your strong point, because I teach you in a language that you will understand, and I give you loads of scenarios and loads of practical activities so that you learn it properly, and so that you're confident in that science, even if you weren't at high school. Let's face it, sometimes they don't teach it the most interesting ways at high school, but we are teaching it in a very interesting way here. So it's really relevant, real world training, so that you learn exactly what you need to know at the advanced certificate and diploma levels. And what are my options to pay? You can pay upfront via bank transfer. We also have Flywire, which makes it really convenient and safe to pay for international transfers. And of course, you can also pay via PayPal. We have installment options. Please contact us about those, and it is also in the back of our prospectus, and they start from 350 Australian dollars per month until the course fees are paid, so it can be done over a prolonged period. And of course, the study only options is 50% course fee. It's a one-off upfront payment of 50% of the regular course fee, and you can upgrade later at any time. Just pay the difference. There's no penalty. So how do you enroll? Well, we'd love to have you join us, and again, if you need help selecting the exact course for you, if you want a more detailed conversation, please email us. We can also send you our WhatsApp number if you wanted to have a call with someone to discuss the course that's best for you. When you enroll with us, when you're doing study only, just purchase it online via PayPal, nice and easy. When you are enrolling with us as a full student, like I say, we do have to report to the government on all student activity as part of our auditing process. So we do need your application form, and you send that in. We will process that and send you out an invoice, whether you've selected installment option or upfront payment. And once you've made that first invoice payment, we get you started straight away. So you don't have to wait for an enrollment time. You can get started at any time with us. Just make sure you allow at least that 6 hours a week, and you'll absolutely love the way the course is structured to get you to your study goal. We also have a welcome pack. So if you've been watching today and let's say maybe you're at the beginning of this journey, our welcome pack has a lot of free video links and free information, right from beginners all through what sort of equipment you might need, the truth about adjusting pH. There's so much misinformation on the internet about adjusting pH, all sorts of buffer solution information, a lot of manufacturing little questions you might have. Just email us. This welcome pack is absolutely free, and it gets you started and having a little bit of confidence. Even if you're not planning on studying with us right now, but you'd like to see what's in it, absolutely free. Just contact us and we'll give you that welcome pack. We do get asked, well, I watch your YouTube, what's different? Oh my goodness, there is so much different. In a YouTube video, I'm there with you for 5 or 10 minutes looking at a specific topic. When you study with us, you are getting the full explanation, a detailed explanation, an understanding of the whys, the hows, the whens, the what ifs, the maybes, and of course that comes with full training. So look, we have our YouTube videos there where I like to focus on specific topics or things I get asked about a lot, and also product innovations. I like to bring some of the latest industry launches and innovations to you on my YouTube channel, but training with us is so much more detailed. And again, if you're not sure or you want to dip your big toe in, try the study only option. You're not penalized if you move to full study later, and it's a great way for you to see, and the minute that you see how much is in there, you'll be like, whoa, this is the real thing. This is what I wanted to learn cosmetic science properly. Now, of course, if you're enjoying the free information and if you're not ready to study just yet, please go to the YouTube channel. We have over 200 video topics on all sorts of cosmetic formulation, innovations, trends, brand management, right through from beginners right through to very advanced topics. Loads on YouTube. Please use the search bar on YouTube. You'll be amazed just how many topics are on there. And of course, contact us for that welcome pack. Thanks for joining me today. Of course, if I didn't answer your questions in this presentation, please email us. We're happy to help. If you want to call, email us and we will give you our WhatsApp number. And of course, when you're ready, we are ready to help you achieve your study and career goals. So happy formulating, and again, thank you very much for joining me today. I look forward to helping you with your study goals soon.